Yo, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the channel. My name is True Swolger. Hi, how's it going? I hope all is well. Today, I'm going to be testing out the solo car duplication glitch here in Grand Theft Auto Online. So, the first thing you want to look for is one of three vehicles: the Oracle, the Sentinel, or the Schaffer, or Schaefer, however you pronounce it. They're all going to pay out for about 200,000 apiece, but other cars will do fine as well. Like the Dominator sells for over 190,000, fully upgraded. So the first thing that we need to do is rip this door off right here. Then pull forward, and you can use this garage. This is the one I always use, or there's other garages, as long as it has the blue circle, and preferably without the garage door. You don't want a vehicle garage that has the garage door that shows the animation of you walking into the garage. It has to just pull you right in automatically, just like this. So get as close as you can to that blue circle, get out of your car, and don't hit any buttons. Just let it automatically pull you into your garage, and once you're inside, just turn around and walk back out. So once you get back outside, jump in the car, and you'll notice that the door that we ripped off is now back on the vehicle. We ripped that door off so that we can tell if this is a good lobby for duplicating. A good lobby also requires to have at least 20 other players in the lobby. The more players that you have, between 20 and maximum of 30, the better odds you're going to have of finding a successful duplication process. So, first things first, drive into Los Santos, and all we're going to do right now is just back out. And what that's going to do is allow us to sit further back and have the garage door open up for us, because that's going to allow us maximum time for driving in during the dupe process. So, position your car just like mine. I usually put the rear left wheel on that square grate there, and pull out your phone and call up Simeon, and you're gonna request a job. You can use Simeon or anybody else that you can call up a mission for, and just give it a few seconds and he will send you a mission. So open up your text messages, fire up the Simeon mission, and what this is going to do is bring you into the mission lobby. And we're not going to do anything after that. All we're going to do again is just back out. And when we back out, it's going to spawn us back in front of Los Santos Customs. So as soon as you spawn in, immediately, without hesitation, jump into your car and start driving. As soon as you get in, hit that gas pedal and drive underneath that garage door. Now once we're in, all we're going to do is change the paint. Paint doesn't matter, so pick the cheapest one to save yourself some money. And right now we're just testing the glitch out. We're not actually going to be making a lot of money at this point. So we want to make sure that the lobby's good and that the car is going to duplicate. Right there it is. There's the duplicated car. So I usually just drive my car into this little barrier right here. Sometimes it's good to register some damage on the car. It helps it from disappearing. I don't know why, but I always had better luck when I smash up the car a little bit. So I just got in the habit of driving right into that barrier. So now you take the duplicated car, and again, we're just going to drive in and drive back out just to make sure that your main car doesn't disappear. Because you don't want to spend $400,000 upgrading that car, and then during the process of duplicating it, it disappears on you, and you have to start over and spend another $400,000. So, once we know that the main car is secure and that it's not going anywhere, we are free now to take it into Los Santos Customs and put every single possible upgrade you can on it. One thing to note is that the color of the paint does not change the value of the car. So don't go wasting $50,000 putting gold paint on it, because honestly we're going to change the paint anyway every time we duplicate the car. So that would definitely add up, so don't do that. One important feature that you have to make sure you put on is the San Andreas loop horn. It's $90,000 when it's full price. Currently, as you can see, there's a lot of discounts going on. So it's actually a good time to dupe. And then after the discounts have been lifted, then you want to sell. So right now we're actually duplicating at a cheaper price than we normally would. And then once these discounts have been lifted, we're going to then sell them for full price. So we're actually going to make a little bit more money in the long run doing it at this time. The loop horn is $90,000, so you're going to get a lot more money out of your car every time you duplicate it if you have that horn on. Put on the most expensive wheels, make sure you put on your bulletproof tires, just everything that is available. Don't worry about the ignition bombs or the car bombs, don't put those on. And you don't want to put a tracker or insurance on it, but I'm pretty sure that's not even available with the duplicated car, because once you fire up a simian mission and then back out, it does something to the car that the game does not allow you to sell it anymore, and it doesn't allow you to put insurance on it, and you can't even put it in your garage. So you don't have to worry about mixing this car up with your duplicated car, because this one you cannot sell. However, the duplicated car you'll be able to sell every single time. So put your car back into what I'm going to call the money spot and fire up that simian job again, just like we did before. Of all the spots that I've positioned the car into, this one seems to work out the best as far as respawning and then getting back to the vehicle efficiently. Sometimes, depending on where you park the car, it might spawn you further away, and if you take too long to get to the car and drive into Los Santos, it's going to kick you out, and I will show you what happens when you take too long later on in the video. Once you're inside Los Santos Customs, there's just one thing that you have to do, and you have to do this every single time you duplicate the car. You have to change the paint on it. If you just change the license plate, it's not going to work. You have to change the paint. So just pick a cheap paint job, change the paint, and drive back out. Again, like I said, the paint doesn't change the value, so don't go putting gold or chrome paint jobs on all your cars, because it's just going to chew up your profits. And there you go. The car duplicated perfectly, and as you can see, it's the same color as the color it was before we changed the paint. So every duplicated car will be a different color than the current car that you're driving out, so you can also make sure you don't get them mixed up that way. Drive into that barrier, jump into the duplicated car, and there's one of two things you can do. Since this is the first car, I always sell it. Sell the first one and get that out of the way. That way you can start that 45-minute wait as soon as possible. So once you sell this, then that means the sooner that the 45-minute wait will be up and you can sell another one. So first car, go ahead and sell that one. When you're back outside, jump into your main car. Back it up and put it back into the money spot where the left tire is over that square grate. Now you're going to notice that the garage door doesn't open up as far back as we want it to. That's because the last car that we duplicated, we sold it instead of driving it back out with a tracker on it. When that happens, just pull into the garage and back out again. And that will allow the garage door to open up when you're sitting further back. Because like I said, you have to get inside Los Santos as fast as possible. And if you have to pull up and wait for that garage door to open, it's going to kick you out of the car. So there we go. The garage door is opening up as far back as we need it to. Fire up the simian mission. Simply back out. Run to that car and drive on in. Now, you're not always going to spawn in the same spot every time. You just have to quickly observe what's around you and which direction you need to run in to get back to the car. So we changed the paint. And drive back out. The last car we duplicated, we decided to sell. But this next one is going to be a little different. Now, in the past, with this glitch, you were able to drive your car to a garage and then come back and your main car would still be sitting there But Rockstar has had some minor success in trying to patch this glitch. So now, if you drive away too far, your main car will disappear. So really the only option you have right now is to drive it in and just throw a tracker on it. It's also going to save you a ton of time, instead of driving back and forth to all your garages. In addition to throwing a tracker on it, you can also put the insurance on it. That way if it gets blown up, you don't lose it and you're not out $200,000. I don't necessarily go for the insurance. I just pull my car out and park it along the side of the building and kind of out of the way, so that when people come down to Los Santos, they don't see what I'm doing. So it's kind of hidden over here, and generally the car is left untouched. So save yourself some money and don't put the insurance on unless you really want to, or if you're in a lobby where there's a lot of action going on and you just want to protect your duplicated cars, then go ahead and put the insurance on, but it's not required. So call up Simeon yet again and fire up that mission. It's kind of monotonous, but it's not that hard once you get the groove down of the timing when driving into Los Santos Customs. That's the hardest part, is getting inside that garage door before you get kicked out of the car. Once you have that part down, the rest of it is a piece of cake, and it's just repeating the process over and over again. So if you fill up a 10-car garage with all duplicated cars, that garage is worth about $2 million. So depending on how much time you have, you can definitely make yourself quite a bit of money. You can own up to 6 10-car garages, and you can hold another 60 cars total inside your office garages. Regardless of how much time you have, you always want to make sure you duplicate at least 2 cars. That way if something goes wrong, you can get your money back by selling those. Because at $200,000 a piece, you're going to make back your $400 grand. Every car after your first 2 cars is pure profit. It should only take you about an hour to fill up 2 10-car garages for a total of $4 million. Now it sounds nice, but on the flip side, you still have to wait 45 minutes to sell each one. So it's going to take some time to get that money back, but at least you know you have it. A good strategy you can use to make your money back is to wake up in the morning before school or work and sell a car. When you get home in the afternoon, sell another car. Later on, when you have time to play the game, sell another car or 2. And before you log off for the night, make sure you sell another car. So that's 5 cars a day for $1 million. That's $1 million a day. So after 1 week, you can have $7 million. Now, this is just a base plan. If you have more time to play, then certainly you can make even more than that. But there's no reason that you can't make at least $7 million a week doing this glitch and selling these cars, which is almost as much as a Megalodon shark card worth $100 in real life. So think about all the money you're potentially saving by doing this glitch. Now obviously Rockstar is not happy with that, but as a gamer playing this game, money is key. And sometimes we don't have the money to buy a shark card or the time to grind out $20,000 missions over and over again. Those days of grinding out the Los Santos Connection or Rooftop Rumble over and over again are behind us, thanks to glitches like this. Now, I understand that Rockstar does need to make money, and it's great that they provide all this DLC for free. And they do need the shark cards, which I'm not completely opposed to. I just think that Rockstar should adjust the amount of money you should get for the shark cards as things in the game increase in value. If you think about it, a Megalodon shark card is worth $100 in real life and only gives you $8 million. With the way these new cars have been, that's only 4 cars. So you mean to tell me that 4 cars in the game are worth $100 in real life? The game itself was only $60. So how are you going to tell me that 4 cars are worth more than the entire game? That's story mode, online, every feature that they've added is worth less than 4 single cars. So I just feel like for the amount of money you pay, they should definitely give you more Grand Theft Auto money in return. That's my only real issue with shark cards. Now, what I'm going to do is show you what happens when you take too long to get inside the car. Now, I've already duplicated probably about 4 cars now, so I'm going to show you what happens when you mess up. Now, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of annoying if you're in a groove, because it's going to take you right out of that groove. So I'm going to call up Simeon. Back out. And now I'm just going to hang out for a minute. Sit in the car, just give it a few seconds, and now drive in. And see, it says this vehicle cannot be modified. And it locks you out. So that's it. Your main car is gone. But not all is lost, because the car is still duplicated. So now we have a fully upgraded car already. The only thing is we have to redo the beginning steps. You won't have to fully upgrade it again, so you won't have to spend the $400,000. All you'll have to do is drive back to your garage and perform the blue circle step one more time. So I recommend getting a garage right here. There's another one up the street. Just to make this a lot easier, if you have a garage in the middle of the city, it's going to be kind of annoying driving all the way back if you mess up. So I recommend this garage right here. They're not that expensive. I think it's less than $200,000. Less than the price of one duplicated car. So just get out, stand in the blue circle, and you want to get as close as you can to it. Right there you saw that I wasn't completely in the circle, but as long as it pulls you into the garage, that's all you need to look for. As you can see, that's one of my many garages filled with the lowrider duplicated cars from the past couple months. I've just been sitting on them because I'm waiting for the discounted prices to go back up so that I can sell them for full price. Normally they sell for about $960,000. That's almost $1 million a pop. But right now they're selling for like $850,000. So if I sell them at this point, then I'm kind of wasting $100,000. So I'm just kind of sitting on them, waiting for the discounts to be lifted, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen during the next update, which will be Valentine's Day.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
So don't forget to perform the step where you drive in and drive back out to make the garage door open up when you're sitting further back. And from here, you just get back on that money-making train and continue duplicating over and over again as if nothing went wrong. So I'm going to leave you with a couple tips to keep in mind. Make sure that you're in passive mode when doing this. If a bunch of griefers show up and they see what you're doing, they will destroy your cars. Some people have nothing better to do than to get in everyone else's business. If you notice people starting to come around, just sit in your main car until they leave, or just drive away and come back later. You absolutely do not want to lose your main vehicle. If this gets destroyed, like I said, you have to start over and you just wasted $400,000. Also, if other players start showing up while you're duplicating, it's best just to stop and wait, because if there's other players in the area, your main car has a much greater risk of disappearing. I don't know what causes that, but if there's a player nearby, sometimes that main car just disappears. Now, one thing you can do is actually go down to the Los Santos Customs near the airport, and I'll make another video on this some other time, and you can continue this duplication process there as well. I don't see that one used very often in videos, so I will show you that it is possible to use that Los Santos Customs as well, because sometimes this one does get heavily populated. So if that's the case, then just take your business somewhere else. So that's it. Easy enough. I hope I was able to help out a lot of you who are trying to grind out that money by showing you a nice little shortcut. This glitch is well known and has been out for years now in some form or another. But there are new gamers picking up this game every day, so hopefully I was able to show you something new. And to those who have seen this all before, I hope I was able to offer a little bit of insight on the steps, making your duplicating process much more efficient. And with all that being said, thanks for watching. Make sure you share this video with all your friends. Subscribe if you want to. Give me a like if you feel it in your hearts to do so. And last but not least, have a good day.